Today we are talking about the great friendship recession. Just kidding. Okay, like when was the last time you made a new friend? Like a genuine text you for nothing, show up for your friend. If you had to think about it, you're not alone and you're not broken. You're just experiencing something that millions of adults are going through alone and people are not talking about it. I am calling it the friendship recession, and today we will dive deep. Why it's happening, why it hits different as an adult, and how do you build friendships that genuinely fill your cup. Hi guys, I'm Remat. Welcome back to my channel. This is another sit down video. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, first of all, what is even the friendship recession? There was a research study done by the Service Center, and they found out that people with no close friends has quadrupled since 1990. And here's the part that gets me. It's not even the people who don't want connection. And the survey shows that loneliness is at an all-time high right now, and that most people said that they wish they had more meaningful friendships. So we do want it, we are just not getting it. There's actually a term for this gap called weak ties. They are the people we just casually interact with, baristas or gym buddies or work colleagues, and the studies show that these weak ties are actually very essential for our well-being. And post 2020 we lost a ton of them. Okay, so here's what nobody is telling you about being an adult. School basically did the friendship work for you. You were thrown into a room with the same people for years with no escape. Proximity, repetition, and low pressure time together. That's the friendship formula. And once you graduate, that formula disappears and nobody hands you a replacement. So if you're sitting there wondering why is it so hard to make friends, it's not you. The system changed and nobody told you to update your strategy. Okay, so now we know that this is a real thing. But why does it feel so much harder now than it did at 16? Reason number one, time scarcity is real. When you're juggling a job, maybe a relationship, finances, health, family, friendships often become the things that get pushed to later, and later never comes. Reason number two, vulnerability hangover. As adults, we've been rejected and ghosted multiple times. We've had friendships dissolve. We build these walls around ourselves and we keep things surface level because going in deep feels risky. Reason number three, the comparison trap. We see those Instagram friendship groups that look like they've been together since birth. It's just a highlight reel. You did not miss the window. Get your shit together. Reason number four, geography and life transitions. Leaving school, changing cities, changing jobs, it reshuffles your social deck. And rebuilding after each one, it takes intentional effort each time that no one warns you about. And I'll tell you something that psychologist Robin Dunbar researched about. He said that if we don't actively maintain our friendships, we lose half of our close network every 7 years. Half every 7 years. This is not depressing, by the way, it's just information. And you have information, so that means you can do something about it. Let's talk about the cost of never addressing this problem. And I want to give it just 2 minutes because this is the part that usually gets skipped over. It is said that the effects of chronic loneliness is equal to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Like, that hit me. The quality of your relationships is the single biggest predictor of how happy and healthy you will be in your old age. Not career success, not money, your relationships. I'm not trying to scare you, but this just means that friends are not just nice to have. They're literally a part of your wellness plan. They belong in the same category as sleep, movement, and what you eat. So let's actually talk about how to create and build such friendships. Okay, this is the part I really want you to take notes on. I'm literally giving you the playbook. Step 1, accept that it will be awkward and do it anyway. Adult friendships can be inherently a little cringe at first. You have to be the one who says, hey, I really enjoyed talking to you. Wanna grab coffee sometime? And yes, it might feel like you're asking them on a date, but that's okay. The key mindset shift here is courage is the currency to connection. The people who have great friendships as adults, they are not lucky. They are brave. They initiate. They follow up. Step 2, go where repetition lives. Remember the friendship formula? Proximity plus repetition plus low pressure time. You need to engineer this as an adult. That means joining something recurring, a yoga class, a creative workshop, a book club, a running group, once a week, same people. That's gold. Become a regular. The coffee shop you go to at every Tuesday or the gym class at 7 a.m. Familiarity will breed the connection for you. Okay? Smile, exchange names. It compounds over time. Just say yes to the invite, even if Netflix sounds better that day. Community is built in small moments like these. Step number 3, be genuinely interested. Here's the hard truth. Most of us are trying to be likable when most of us should be trying to be interested. Here's the thing. People love people who are curious about them. So ask follow-up questions. Remember what they said to you last week. Reference it, like, how did your job interview go last week? That's it. That's the formula. Real connection does not happen by being likable. It happens by being present. Step number 4, depth over volume. Vulnerability is the birthplace for connection. It does not mean trauma dumping on a person you just met 5 minutes ago. It means willing to say real things. Like, honestly, I have been struggling with this. I did not know it would be this hard to make friends when I moved to this city. This kind of honesty is magnetic. It gives other people permission to be real too. And that is where a real friendship can begin. Step number 5, invest in the maintenance. Here is where most adult friendships quietly die. It's not a dramatic fallout, but like in a slow drift of unanswered messages and lack of check-ins. Maintenance does not have to be huge. It can be a small voice note while you're walking, or a meme that made you think of them, a standing monthly dinner, same time every month without cancelling or rescheduling. You don't need grand gestures for this maintenance. You just need to show up for them regularly. Step number 6, diversify your friendship portfolio. Stop expecting 1 or 2 people to be everything to you. That's too much pressure on them and on you. So you can have a friend who you talk about emotional stuff. You can have a friend you share a hobby with. You can have a friend that challenges you intellectually. A friend with whom you can laugh and talk about absolutely anything. None of these have to be your best friend. All of them are valuable, and all of them together create this rich, happy social life. So now that I've given you this 5-step formula to build real connections, let's also talk about digital friendships. Digital friendships are real. Online friends are real. The community you find in comment sections and Discord servers, real. But there's something about in-person time that digital can't replace, and that is co-regulation. Being physically present with someone regulates your nervous system in a way that a FaceTime can't match. It's neurobiological. If your entire social life is online, I challenge you to gently bring one of those digital connections into the physical world, or find at least one in real life community that complements your digital life. A few things I want you to leave with so it can rewire your brain. The friendship recession is real, but it's not permanent, and it's definitely not your destiny. You're not too old, too busy, too awkward to make meaningful connections. You just need a new strategy for this new season of your life. And honestly, the fact that you watched this video, you're already a step ahead. So your challenge for this week, pick one thing from this video and actually do it. Join one recurring thing. Send one honest text. Ask one person out for coffee. One action. That's it. Because as we learned, connection and friendships do not happen in big sweeping moments. They happen in small, brave, repeated choices. If this video resonated with you, share it to a friend. And honestly, sharing this video is the most friendship positive thing you can do to your friend. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want more content about building a life that feels so fun and good from the inside out, subscribe and stick around. I'd love to have you here. See you in the next one.